What's going on? What's good? Boom! What's good, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Ms. Champagne Evolution Podcast. We have a special guest today, and that's my boy B Wise, aka M.A.D, strictly from the official Lifers Group, Strictly Streets Entertainment, and now book author. He's my homeboy. Known him since 1994, but we're gonna bring him on. And I got three things going on. I'm the engineer, the host, the graphic artist, everything, but that's what you do when you want stuff. You have to learn how to do it all. You know what I mean? But I could tell you this, it's going to be nice. It's going to be fun. And just for those who don't know, we're airing live on three platforms right now: YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook under Miss Champagne Evolution. Miss Champagne Evolution. Hurry up. I'm giving you time to go get on because we about to get down. All right. I'm going to bring my friend, my homie, to the stage in a few seconds. Let me put my headsets on so I can groove with y'all. Let me put the head wrap. You got to have the head. Got to have it on. And don't forget to like, share, and comment and follow because we about to get it in. I'm bringing my boy up right now, and I want y'all to give him a warm welcome. Hey, it's BY.
Yo, Shams, what's
We
good?
here. We finally see each other. What's
That's what's
up?
up. That's what's up. BWISE AKA M.A.D, that man,
That
that
man,
myth,
the myth,
that legend.
that legend. We
Yes, sir.
finally, we do so much stuff together. We had to continue on. We go from the next to the next. We've been doing this for years. Tell them
Uh-huh.
how we met back in what?
1994,
Right
right?
on.
When I was doing Strictly Streets Records, which I'm still doing Strictly Streets Records, right? But
Mm-hmm.
1994, what you was working as height,
105.9 FM. Yeah.
yeah, 105, yeah. Yeah, you was the first one to break the record on the radio. Prison
That's
on
right.
Streets.
That's
Yeah.
right. You looked at me like you better not be playing with me. I had to come back to Newark, my born town, and you was like about your business from day one. You didn't play.
That's right. That's
Still
what's
don't
up.
play.
That's what's up.
For those who don't know Be Wise, give them a little synopsis about you.
Well, I started with the Lifers group. That's what got
Mhm.
me into rapping in the Lifers group. You know what I mean? Trying to, speak to our peers in the language that they understand. So that's how it all started. And then I kind of found out that I was a little bit good at this right here, right? So,
Mhm.
people was feeling me. You know what I mean? So then I started writing records and then start recording like that there. I start finding other artists that I could relate to, you
Mhm.
know, in the rap culture. I start seeing other rappers that I could relate to. Because in the beginning, I'm not into that bubblegum rap. I'm not into that. You know what I mean? It has to be some reality, with the whole situation. Not
Mhm.
saying that, not saying that to say that they not good, you know what
Mhm.
I mean, at what they do. That's just not what relates to me in my life and what
Mhm.
I was doing at the time and what
Mhm.
I have done in the past. So, what I mean? That's just saying that. That's not saying that they're not good because they were, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, because we have different preference. They have their preference. We have our preference, and that's what life is
Yeah.
about. It's like food. If you don't eat this certain food, you don't eat it. That's just the way it is.
That's
If you
it.
ain't
But
feeling it,
that's,
you ain't feeling it. Hmm.
that's the difference. That's the difference in the hip hop culture now and versus then, the 90s, the
Hmm.
80s. That's
Hmm.
the difference though. See, now everything sounds the same.
Right.
Everybody talking about the same thing. They making records for strippers. You know what I mean? Just you can't hear this unless you go in the strip club. Then you can hear it, right? See, back then it wasn't like that. You had your G rap. You know what I mean? You
Although,
had
yeah,
your
G
you had
rap.
your comfort. You had your comfort raps. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? You had your peace and joy and unity and you know what I mean and all that. You had that and all that was good, but
Hmm.
you had a choice. You can choose,
Right.
right? Me myself, I was on G time, so that's where I was at.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you feel. I mean, I think you're G time now. when you rhyme. What? You still got that flow.
No,
Excuse me.
I can
You
mix
still,
it up. I can mix it up now.
oh,
I'm not as
definitely.
I'm not as intense, if you will. You know
Oh,
what I
you
mean, as I
definitely can mix
was
it up.
back
You
then.
know, you did a
Yeah, I
smooth
can
beat
mix
with
it.
me, and you were smooth. You were smooth on it.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that kind of surprised me too. But
Yeah, you were smooth on it. He was like, nah, champagne. Then I said, gotta smooth it out. And you smoothed it
it all
out, and they
came
loved it,
together.
right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it all
Well,
came together.
we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty. So, you still doing music? You still dropping tracks and songs?
Yes, I'm working both with Strictly Streets, right? With Strictly Streets and with the Lifers Group. Lifers Group official. They're about to drop the new album, coming up. And so like, we finishing up on the last few singles now with the Lifers Group. And I'm still, like I said, working with, my singles, my songs from Strictly Streets, finishing up on that album, right? That'll be dropping soon. So yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of the video. I probably can't play the audio, but walk us through it. I'm gonna play it and you walk us through it. Let me see if I
Which
can put a.
video is
I'm trying to see what now. I'll let you know when you see it on the screen.
it?
Cause let
Okay.
me see what it is. Cause I got to make sure this volume not up. There you go. I got the volume. Cause they throw you off. Okay. So I'm gonna play without the volume. Okay. Boom.
Oh,
Go.
that's the real deal. That's Lifers Group. That's the Lifers Group real deal. We shot that in Rawway. We were one of the first groups, if not the first group, to record a whole album in a behind bars in a prison system, right?
What
To the
prison?
extent
Mm-hmm.
Rawway State Prison, which is now East Jersey State Prison,
Mm-hmm.
right?
There you
That's
go.
me
Hold
right
on.
there.
Hold
You
on. There
see?
you go. Wait, I
You
gotta
see?
take that back.
Yeah.
Wait, we gotta do that again. Hold on.
Uh, that's
Yeah,
the
I said
young.
there it is.
That's
I
that
gotta see if I
young
can catch it.
That's that
There
young
you go.
Wise. Yeah, I mean, that's that young Wise. See, you see Wise all over the face, right?
That
But I'm
face, the hat, the
incarcerated like a
proofy.
champ.
Yeah.
I got chains around my neck. You just don't see them.
What
I
year was
got
this?
that was 1991,
Oh,
90 yeah 91.
in that era. Uh-huh. Look at
Yeah,
you, ladies and gentlemen. This is B Wise right here in
I
Royal
mean,
Prison at the time.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let's
I had
watch it.
20 years. Yeah,
There go Rocky. There go Mel. Go ahead. Explain the video.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's the real deal. That's just kicking what's going on inside the prison system, right? From a system or systematic point of view. You know what I mean? Not just so much because it's easy to write about, you know what I mean, oh dudes getting raped, stabbed, and this, that, and the other, in the prison. That happens. You know what I'm saying? But also you gotta look at the the uh the hierarchy that puts you there. You know what I mean? So called hierarchy that puts you there and why you're there and what happens to you individually without all of the drama. I'm talking about when you in a cell with you by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
what happens. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? How you feel, how you deal with that time. Right. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what this is talking about. That's what the real deal is about.
Well, it looks like a very intense. I know the music. Too bad we can't play because they don't play on these platforms about music. I sneak some in it, but they give you an email like, all right
Uh-huh.
now. So all right, so we're gonna go to the next slide. Well, hold it. You didn't
So
rhyme
that's
yet. You
Max.
coming up, right?
That's Maxwell Melvin right there.
Uh
Right?
huh.
That was the
Right.
president of the Lifers Group at that time. Behind him is Halim, L, Knowledge Born, that's Merciful. Where at?
Mm-hmm.
So all of that's Lifers Group, and that's Lifers Group itself right there.
There you
That's me
go.
right there. Yeah,
Spit and rhyme. Wait, hold it. I'm gonna
yeah.
take it back. Let's see. You remember some of the rhyme?
I
Let me
don't
see.
remember none of it. I don't remember none of that. That's
Yo, get
crazy.
the fact,
But
yo. We
you
got to lip
because
sync this.
you gotta understand something too, right? You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? That was literally the beginning days. Like that was when I had like a rhyming dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like that was literally the beginning. I didn't even know I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that I could do that, but I was talking about what happened to me and what, you know what I'm saying, what I'm going through. I didn't know, like, when, when they was like, yo, you can rap, I was like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, I ain't, you know what I mean? Like, I
Hmm.
didn't even know that I could do that at the time. So that was literally the beginning. Like, I told you, I ever told you how I got in, right?
Yeah, but they don't know. So. Hmm.
I got in. What initially got me started was my cousin G. That's
Hmm.
original right there. Picard, right?
Hmm.
That's original. I, my cousin G is right behind him, right next to him, right there. That's my cousin G,
That's
right here,
Amazing
right
G.
here. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's my cousin,
What's up,
right?
Amazing G?
Now he got me in there because Hollywood Basics was doing a talent search, and he was like, "Yo, you need to get on this." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "And do what? Rap?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Nigga, I don't rap, nigga. Y'all rapping about my life. What you talking about? Rap? I
Hmm.
ain't rapping nothing, right?" So he was like, "No, no, it ain't like that. We trying to deliver a message and so on and so forth." So he convinced me to try out with the talent show with Hollywood Basics. So Hollywood Basics came down from California, right? They held the talent show, and I had said some old stuff on, something like, I catch the police walking down the tier. I said something like, I catch the police walking down the tier, I snatch him, throw him off the tier, watch his tears float back up and splash on the tier, something like that, right? So
Hmm.
anyway, they like that. I'm clowning. I'm thinking, this is some bullshit. But I'm clowning. So they come back and was like, who said this right here? Right? Because they didn't know that was me who said it. They ain't know the voices at that time. So
Hmm.
I said, that's me. They called me. I said, that's me. So they asked, they said, would you be a part of this project? So that's how I got into the part, the Lifers Group project. And it
Hmm.
just took off from there. Cause from there I found like an inner voice,
Hmm.
right? But what it did was it kind of like it allowed me to become someone else and actually talk about the reality of what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what it did.
Well, it looks very inspiring, but break down what Lifers Group mean to the audience for those who don't know. And plus, if you want to see this video in its entirety, just go to YouTube, put in Lifers Group, and you can see all the videos in YouTube. Hmm.
Well, the Lifers Group model, first and foremost, the Lifers Group model was, learn at the expense of our sorrows,
Mm.
right? That was the model. Learn at the expense of our sorrows, because in order for you to be in the Lifers Group, you had to have life, you had to have
Hmm.
letters, or you had to have 20 years and better, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I had 20 years, so I had
Right.
20 years. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I didn't do 20 years, but I
Hmm.
had 20 years, right? So I got out in 10 and a half.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I got out in 10 and a half, but a lot of them was younger, like G, he was younger. L, they was younger. You know what I mean? They was younger than me. And in that, I came from Trenton
Hmm.
State Prison, right? And came to Rawway. So, in that, I was 20.
Hmm.
I was 20. You know what I'm saying? So, I got out when I was 30, you
Hmm.
know, right? So, yeah. So their whole thing was learn to dispense of our sorrows. And so our message had to be at the time, trying to deter the youth from making the same mistakes that we made, and living the life that we live, and making the bad choices that we made, because life is about choices, and we live the life we live from the life we choose, right?
Hmm.
So, so our mission was to try to give back in terms of wisdom from experience, right? So
Hmm.
because you have knowledge, but you don't have wisdom until you actually experience the thing. But the wise man is he who learns from others' experiences. So
Mm.
we was trying to give that, to the people, to the youth, to our peers, because they was our peers then.
Hmm.
Now they're the youth. You see, now we're trying to talk to the youth because we're older now, right?
Mm.
We got children now,
Hmm.
nieces and nephews now, that we don't want to go down the wrong path. So now it's the youth. But back then it was our peers. It was like, yo, nigga, look, I'm the same age as you. Like I did this before you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell you. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So you gotta look at it. You gotta look at a person, uh, you 10 and the other person 5.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time that person is 10, you're 15. I'm already in the prison system.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You see what I'm saying? You 5, I'm 10. By
Uh-huh.
the time you get 10, I'm 15.
Yeah.
Right? I'm already in the prison system, certified
That's
as an
that's
adult.
deep. That's deep. Because that's what is going on today. You see them putting handcuffs on younger and younger, and that's why I said to the parents, they to me, they put the work hours the same time the children need to go to school. You feel me?
Yeah,
They didn't even give you much time to get to work and take them to school, so they could, get a hold of your children. Because
yeah,
without supervision, the child mind is a child mind, and if the streets is raising them, you know what's gonna happen. They're gonna make a
yeah.
lot of force, wrong decisions.
Bad choices. Yeah, a
And it
lot of
used to
bad
be the
choices.
village take care of your children, but so many
It
people are
ain't like
strung
that no
out.
more.
No, those days are
It
over.
ain't like that no more.
No,
Yeah.
no, you can't even say nothing to nobody, child. They be want to cap you. You
The
know.
parents, the parents are scared of their children, so they can't parent. Right? Then
Exactly.
and then what happens is because there's so many one parent homes, right?
Yes.
So many one parent homes that it devastates the society. It devastates us as a society because there's
hmm
so many one parent homes. They don't know or understand what a two parent home is, right? So that the parenting, there's no parenting. The grandmothers is what, 30 years old now?
Grandpa.
35, 40.
Well,
Grandparents.
grandparents, because it takes
Yeah,
two.
grandparents. Yeah,
hmm
grandparent. The grandparent, no, it's grandparent because the man ain't is not there. He's not
Well,
there,
well,
right?
maybe
And
that. Yeah. hmm
he's not there. So what happens is the government becomes the man,
hmm
right? Because you get on welfare, you get on this type of assistance, that type of assistance. You got green cards and all this other stuff, right? CPT, APT, whatever them cards is called, whatever, right? But you got all that, so they're taking care of, the women. They don't allow a man in the house, so they'll take away their assistance, right? So
Like the
now,
movie Claudine.
yeah,
The movie Claudine.
yeah,
That's exactly what
yeah,
they did with James
back in
Earl
the day,
Jones. hmm
yeah.
He couldn't go in
So
the house if he sold. They was gonna take her off welfare, and they had to live on his check. hmm
yeah, and which his check ain't can't cover like 4 or 5 kids, and you know what I mean, and all that. You know what I mean. So they make it so hard, and then they wonder why crime goes up because
hmm
your back is against the wall, and it's like I gotta eat. I mean, my
hmm
ribs is touching. I'm
Yeah.
hungry. I gotta eat, and I got kids to feed. So now I gotta sacrifice and take that chance to do whatever's necessary for me to do in order to feed my family. And a lot of times that that decision is against you 99.9% of the time. It
hmm
helps you for a minute, for a second, y'all doing good. But then after that second is over, it's a wrap.
hmm
It's a
Well,
wrap.
so with that being said, so do you think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards the sports or the entertainment or want to be a rapper? Is that some of the reason to have a place to vent or a place
Well,
to be happy? To
in
probably
in
make some
in
money.
in rap, I believe so. In sports, that's something different. You come up, the schools got they sports programs.
hmm
Basketball, football, baseball, whatever, soccer now. You know what I mean? Lacrosse now. All that, right? That wasn't back in the day. That was unheard of. But
hmm
you know, yeah. But rap, yeah, rap because rap it's an outlet, right? It's an outlet. It's an outlet for the frustration, for the anger. You know what I mean? For all the negative things that you experience and see. You know, rap gives you that. Rap
hmm
gives you an opportunity to say what you want to say,
hmm
right? Say what you want to say and say it with your chest. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? So rap does that for you. And at the same time, because they want to perpetuate the negativity from the rap, right? They give you an audience for it. They give you a platform for it. and they'll put a machine behind you. If you really talking about something like stop the killing, put the guns down, you know what I mean, and all that, oh, they'll block you. They'll block you.
You know that's what they do. Anytime some truth coming, oh no, they bringing
Yeah,
people together. We got to keep them
yeah,
separate so we can control their
yeah, that's
mind. You
right.
know, to program their mind. You know,
That's
like
right.
tell our visions, telling lies to our
That's
vision.
right.
That's why when we was loving music real big time, you had your public enemies and other groups who was fighting
Yeah,
the power and dropping knowledge, and it was a
yeah,
successful time in hip hop. But
yeah,
once they got a hold of it and start, these different people from different countries started getting jobs at the label. They told you if you want to be part of our label, you need to say gutter rap.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't give
And
you a
so
deal unless
many,
you're talking gutter.
yeah, and so many of us, sell our souls. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like, look at, in light of what you just said, look at one of the biggest songs of Queen Latifah, right?
U
One of the biggest songs of Queen Latifah was Unity.
Unity.
UNITY. You know what I mean? That was one of her
Unity.
biggest songs. Look,
Hmm.
if it was about, if society really was about uplifting society as a whole, then the Lifers Group wouldn't be 50 years without a mention.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because all we do is talk about, what is positive, what is correct, what you shouldn't do, in opposed to what you should do, right? And all that. Trying not to preach, but at the same time giving you good music. Lifers Group wouldn't have went 50 years without a mention. We was Grammy nominated in the 90s, right? We lost to Madonna. Why? Because she deep throated a Coke bottle, right? She deep throated a Coke bottle, so she was like that. She was that girl. She was that baddie. She was, you know what I'm saying?
But
She was like,
also,
yeah,
also, if Lifers Group was talking like prison talk, y'all wouldn't have went platinum. Y'all would have went platinum. You know what I mean? Because
no, no, we
that
did. We was.
you
Look
was
at look at my song.
the
Yeah, look
video.
at my
Yeah, the
song.
song. Yeah, the song. Well, I guess
No,
that's
not that
why
one, but not just that one, but yeah, that one. Then you had what you had? Um,
he said
you
not
had the
that one,
real
but that
deal.
one.
You had the belly of the beast.
Uh
You had
huh.
the belly of the beast coming from the Lifers Group. You had the real deal. You had the belly of the beast, right? You had short life of a gangster. You know what I'm saying? You had some good songs from the Lifers Group album. That's why we got Grammy nominated. Okay, you recognize us, but you played over us with the nonsense. But then
Mm-hmm.
look at the song that you cracked for me, Prison
Mm-hmm.
or Streets. Prison or Streets. Look at that song,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is what they did to me. This is what made me. Prison or
Mm-hmm.
Streets, right? Look at that. So I mean, yeah, they don't want to hear that. Yeah, you put that out there. You said it. It sounds good. It's good music.
Mm-hmm.
But the gatekeepers, you gotta remember the gatekeepers.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we allowed them to control the music. Even when they was giving out deals, you know, a lot of people know a lot of that stuff now, but back then, they was giving you like 13, 14%. You thought that was a lot of money. We
Yeah,
talking out 100%. I'm like, well, you made the whole
yeah,
record, and and they
yeah,
and they, and they were like, oh, I
yeah.
got I got 13. I'm like, now that we put stuff online, okay, they still stealing your money on stream. Don't get me wrong, you're not getting no money. To me, it's
Remember?
not. Hold on, that's not but
Yeah,
for promotions. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's for promotions because that's why I was telling people you might have to go back to your vinyls, your CDs. A lot of people into flash drive, and I had a gentleman on the other day, and he was like, "Nobody doing that." I said, "That's why they stealing your money because your mind
right,
is stuck on just putting it out, all my songs out on all platforms. Okay, on
yeah,
platforms doing what?
yeah,
Playing, and you don't even have a record of it playing because they stealing it all the money. If they take 1 cent from all the artists across the world, they got millions and millions of dollars.
yeah,
That's why a
yeah.
lot of people starting to take their music off this streaming because you're not getting paid. It's just promotion and marketing. Everybody know your song there, and if you stream it, they gonna get the money. What they give you,
Mm,
$10, $3? Come on, it's time
mm.
to start being smarter and start working harder and put our music back on vinyl. And because I see a lot of DJs doing that. They asking for vinyl now. They asking for other stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know what I mean? So it's it's a struggle all the way around because no matter what you figure out to do,
Mm-hmm.
they gonna figure out to get in. They gonna figure out how they gonna get in.
They need their cut.
Yeah, it's like
That's
back
right.
look back in '94, I turned down a deal for $250,000 from Sony Records.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I
Mm-hmm.
turned down the deal because I knew right, I knew what that was.
Mm-hmm.
You not giving me that money. That's a loan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a loan that I gotta pay back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you controlling everything about me, my name, my character,
Mm-hmm.
right, my lyrics. You controlling everything about me for that $250,000. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. But that sound like a lot. A nigga come out the hood, you like, damn, 250 stacks? What? Yeah, what? You turn what? No, right? So, that's money. Listen to the raps, right? Listen to the rap. What they
Mm-hmm.
talking about? Nigga come out the projects. What he talking about? Right? How gold his watch is. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? The big chain he got around his neck with the big lion piece. Or you know what I mean? Or the big ring. Or
You
she
know,
don't have a belt. She don't have a belt buckle like mine. You know what I mean? I'm wearing shoes that cost more than your house.
isn't
See,
that the brag?
this is
Mm-hmm.
what white folks do. This is
Mm-hmm.
what they do. You start getting money, they say, listen, you need to buy some property. Why don't you buy this $30 million house over
Mm-hmm.
here in New Orleans, right? That you ain't gonna never stay in. You got 50 rooms. What you got? You got 50 rooms. Or why don't you buy this new car? You got 5 cars. You can only drive one, but you got 5 cars in 3 states.
I'm still stuck on 50 rooms, and none of
Yeah,
your family members could spend the night or live with you.
at all. At all. And then you
You
wonder
bring a
why you in
perfect
debt.
stranger in. You be like, nah, no family members.
No
Because they
family
they
members.
because and it's empty all the time. Nah, I want no headache,
All the
no
time.
drama. You got
What
left
kind
wing,
of
right wing, center wing, and none of your family could come. I mean, the success for to me was to help myself up and my family. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And put
that's
the
it.
wealth as a general. How you said? Put the wealth back into the family bloodline. But we don't want to
That's
see
it.
each other make it. And if you got a record deal, I heard some artists say I didn't make this money. Like recently, probably a year, it was a debate online, and one artist said, "My money's for me. It's not for my family." I was like, he said they keep begging. Well, they begging because you don't help them the right way. You may give
Yeah.
them $300. That's gonna go in one
Yeah.
day.
You
You don't
want to
set
feed
them
them
up.
for a day. Yeah, you want
Yeah,
to
and you
feed them
get
for a day instead
yeah.
of
Show
feeding
them
them
how
for
to
a
open a
lifetime.
business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
So,
right.
so I'm about to drop another video. Let me see which one I have,
Okay.
and let me see. You break this down.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Sorry, I can't play.
I gave that shout out. I gave that shout out to Biggie, right?
Okay.
I gave that shout out to Biggie when I said, "Who shot you?
All right, break
Separate the
this
weak
song
from the
down.
opposite."
Break
I
this
said,
song
"Who
down.
shot you? Separate the weak from the opposite. Lead hard to creep those Philly streets, cause I'm from Philly. You know what I mean? This ain't New York." Shout outs to Biggie, reminiscing when I speak, cause that's what he said, right? He said, "Who shot you? Separate the weak from the opposite. Lead hard to creep those Brooklyn streets," right?
Hmm.
So it was a shout out. It was a shout out to Biggie. You know what I mean? So that's what that was. Who shot you? Separate the weak from the ops. Lead hard to creep those Philly streets. Shout outs to Biggie, reminiscing when I speak. Authentic. Because if I said it, then I meant it. If I meant it, then I said it. And if I see you, then you know I'm coming for you like a pandemic. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
the whole thing was, if I have beef with you, I'm coming for you like a storm. You know what I mean? And if I said what I said, I stand on what I said regardless, even if it was wrong. But it's right because I said it. So if I said it, then it's right. Then so just take it for what it's worth. But that's what that was about. My verse and the song itself is ex gangster, right?
Hmm.
So the song was about being an ex gangster, an ex G. You know what I mean? This ain't what we do no more. This ain't what we are. This is what we was, but we came up out of that. So don't pull us back into that because that's not
Mm.
what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? That's what that song is about.
Well, I think the title was powerful, Ex Gangster. How did
Yeah,
you
ex
come up with
gangster.
that? Hmm.
Because everybody talking about being a gangster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's I can't remember the rapper's name. I always forget his name when I try to think about his song. But he
Mhm.
said everybody his hook was everybody wanna be a gangster. Everybody wanna be a gangster, but nobody wanna die. Lux, that
Mhm.
was his name. Lux from Philadelphia. Lux,
Mhm.
right? Shout
Mhm.
outs to Lux. Right? That was my man's. You know what I mean? But he had that hook. And the truth and that hook was so true, it was crazy. You know what I mean? So in us, not wanting to escalate that vibe. You know what I mean? We was like, let's put that X behind that, cause we ain't trying to be gangsters no more. That ain't
Who's
what
this
we
girl
trying to
right
be.
here?
That's my baby brother.
That's right,
That's
Big
Craig.
Crib.
That's Craig.
What's
Yeah,
up,
that's Craig
Crib?
right there.
Shout out to
Yeah, that's
Crib.
Craig. Yeah, shout outs to Craig. That's my baby brother. Wow. He said one of the most meaningful bars that I heard in a long time in one of his raps. He said, if you're going to play the game, you better know the game book. Because if you foul out, that means you got your life took.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm.
So that was one of the most powerful verses bars that I heard from him. You know, that's my baby brother though. Look at him trying to flex. Unbelievable.
Ah, and who's this
Yeah.
right here?
That's Lottie. Young
Lottie
Lottie.
Dottie. We like the party.
Yeah, that's young Lottie. Me and Lottie been rapping together, right? Me and Lottie is actually strictly streets. We're strictly streets, right?
Mm-hmm,
The group,
mm-hmm.
we're the group, but we're individual artists. But as a group, we're strictly streets. But
Right.
Lottie, I met Lottie in Rawway State Prison,
Mm-hmm,
and me and Lottie been rapping together. We used to battle together in Rawway State Prison. We used to perform at the different family day events and stuff like that in the prison together, right? So we've
mm-hmm,
been we've been together. We've been rapping together for a long time.
mm-hmm. So you said you and the Lifers Group, you have some more material
Yeah.
you're working on. Anything you care to talk about, or you just got to
Well,
wait and see? Mm-hmm.
nah, you gotta wait. You gotta wait, but it's coming. But right
It's
now,
coming.
what's big? Hold on.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna play some music. You hold on,
Right,
hold your
right
mic.
now, right now, what's big? No, my
Hold on.
quiet. Shut up. Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. We got an echo. Turn it down. Uh-huh. Mhm. 1 2. Say 1 2.
Yeah, you good?
Okay, we got. Yeah, cause that's on your end. You back?
Yeah, the
All right.
the what's the name cut up. But anyway, what was I saying?
The
uh
like the
life
group.
is group, life is group. Right now, what's big right now is count my blessings, right?
Okay.
Count my blessings. So that single is out right now. You know what I mean? That's doing real good. Like people loving that, they feeling that, right? We talking about, counting your blessings, being alive, waking up above ground. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We got a feature on there by X Rated. X Rated is an artist from the West Coast. Just
Mm-hmm.
came home, just came home from the prison himself, from being in the system himself. So, yeah, right. So
Mm-hmm.
they loving that. So that's out right now. So count my blessings. Life is
Mm-hmm.
group. Yeah.
Well, that's what's going on, and so it's so much about you. You have so many stories, so many walks through life, to everything, and you're not spilling the beans. You know what I'm saying? You're not spilling the beans because I know for a fact used to be on those stages, and we just went through around a couple years ago. How
Yeah.
you like performing on stage? But let's do a from years ago into the last time you really was on a stage. What it felt like.
Well, Well, I love it. The energy is amazing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like the energy is amazing, and then you get to see people actually appreciating, you know, what you bring forth. Your songs, your lyrics, your versatility, all that. So what I mean. I love performing, right? But what
Mm-hmm.
happened? I had gotten an accident, and I had to have spinal surgery,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it became a little difficult for me to perform
Mm.
in my later years. It became a little difficulty for me to perform because I'd be in pain
Mm.
trying to grind out these lyrics, right? And so if it looked like I was mad at you, if anybody seen me perform and it looked like I was gritting on you, I was mad at you, I was in pain. I ain't
You're like,
ever want
oh man, making
I was
faces.
in pain. But
Well,
you know what I mean? It all came out in the lyrics. So it was all good, you know what I mean? But I was loving it because I used to perform in New York a lot in the
mm-hmm,
beginning. I used to perform in New York a lot. You know what I mean? I did the tunnel and all that.
mm-hmm,
I did
mm-hmm.
back then. There was a club called the Uptown. They always changing the names of the
Well,
clubs.
yeah, depending on what
Right?
happened at the club,
Yeah.
if they paid the
Yeah.
bill or something
Basically.
happened inside, so they
Yeah.
got switched up. Mm-hmm,
Yeah. So they changed the name, but it used to be the Uptown. But I
mm-hmm,
remember one time. I had to open up for Jay-Z,
mm-hmm.
right? And he had did his mic check. He did 22 twos. That was his mic check. He did the first 22 twos. So I'm looking at him like in awe, like, oh my God, like
Really?
really? You know what I mean? Like this is how we doing this. You know what I mean? But my vibe still was on some prison stuff. So I still was like I did day for day.
Or
You know
some
what I mean?
prison stuff, huh?
Yeah, my stuff was still on some prison stuff, right? But I made a
Well, hold that
song.
hold that thought right there, because I need to say something, because it's some thundering going around here, and if we get cut off, we will have to end that right there, just in case the internet, because I didn't know it was storming like this. It's like a terrible
Yeah, it's
storm. Looking
raining.
it up,
Yeah, it's raining down here. Yeah.
yeah, and I just wanted to put that out there to everybody. Stay tuned. I will always come back, but we're gonna finish this. We're not in a rush. I just want to put that out there. If something blank off, I'm coming back on. Okay, finish your thought. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but so a lot of my rhymes in the beginning was based around prison stuff and stuff like that. There, you know what I mean. And then I was encouraged to like talk, go a little further, go a little deeper,
Mm-hmm.
into my life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with the song "My Life."
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, and then I had the song like I was like I'm back. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And all that, right?
Nice title. Your back was hurting in
Yeah.
my back.
Yeah, but that was I'm back, like I'm back, right? So
Well,
I
I get
said,
that,
listen to what I
yeah.
said. So I
Mm,
said, look, I said I'm back, but for me it's been a while.
mm-hmm.
Being on the streets is still a trial. I got my guns in the backyard, just in case somebody comes up talking about old scars, old
Mm,
laws.
mm-hmm.
Just because I'm Muslim doesn't mean I won't break your jaw.
Mm,
Ex-con, ex-thug. All of a
mm.
sudden, everybody see me want to fake and want to kiss and hug. Fake
Woo!
friends, I won't pretend to play it cool. A so-called
Bars.
friend turned states, the damn fool.
Fools.
He's dead now. How about that then? Again, I guess the means justify the ends. People tell me be wise, but easier said than done.
Be
Because nowadays I'm
wise.
packing a pocket full of ones. On the streets, I did damage. I managed the mad crew, women, women. Oh, and also revenue. I've been away so long, I get stuck on a passion, everlasting. Clocking a man stash, and it's a trip. Because on the sneak tip, society promotes this kind of bullshit. But you reap what you're sowing, and I'm knowing and playing for the best. Recognize my interests. A
Mm,
family's foundation creates the nucleus. A law's
mm,
revelation. Highest station, but be the best in creation. A Muslim, believing in one God, I'm back on track, and I'm
mm.
down. Like do or die. I'm back.
Woo! That was bars. That was bars.
And
Ladies and
so,
gentlemen, he dropping bars, yo. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
So now
you still sharp on the nails. Mm-hmm.
it trying to be, trying to be, but that right there actually was. See, it's easy when you're talking about reality. When you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about something that's a part of your life, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a part of my life. I'm back,
Mm-hmm.
right? But when I was saying my backyard, I didn't mean that my pole was in my backyard. I meant that my pole was in my back,
Oh, oh.
right? Not
Mm-hmm.
not in the actual yard with the grass and all that, but in the back. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in the back. Like that time when you hugged me and you felt that hammer right there. You remember that?
Yeah, I
You remember
remember.
that? She was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, that's how you doing it?" Like
yeah.
what you thought. What you
Hey,
thought.
protection over what? I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Carried by six. That's right. That's
You
right.
know?
You know what I mean? So yeah, so that was I'm back. right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's how it is when you come home. You know, you come home, all of a sudden everybody your friend, everybody want to talk to you, everybody want to kiss and hug. You know what I mean? Everybody don't nobody want to give you nothing though. You know what I
Nothing.
mean? Don't nobody want to give you nothing. And then I didn't want anything. I didn't used to ask nobody for nothing. You know, no type of money or nothing like that there. So I wasn't, I wasn't like that. I wasn't trying to get nothing from nobody. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you ain't write me a letter. You
Whew.
ain't go by you ain't go by my mother house and ask about me. You ain't did none of that. But as soon as you see me out here, because you know I'm getting ready to get on, I'm gonna do something to
Mm.
get on, right? You wanna be in favor so that perhaps maybe I can look out for you. You know what I mean?
And
It ain't about you
well,
looking out for me. Maybe perhaps I can look out for you.
we
You
just
know.
had a run a couple of years ago. We was about to get on. We was this close, right?
Yeah.
We was
When
about to
ex
read.
gangster, ex
Yeah,
gangster
ex
cracked the
gangster. We was,
door.
yeah, it was people loving y'all, loving
Yeah.
y'all. They loved you. You
But
had
you
a
know how
good
that go.
personality, but he was
Yeah.
this close. Because we had the calls, we had people calling for you. It was just
Yeah.
business all the way through. A lot of people, don't understand. It's still business, no matter how you look at it.
My man DJ Drewski. So Drewski.
What up,
Shout outs
Drew?
to Drewski.
Shout out to everybody who looked out for Be Wise out there. I know you know who he is. I know you loved him because a lot of people used to call me and said you was a cool dude. You know what I mean? You was a cool brother,
Yeah.
cool
Uh,
MC. You didn't go out there with that arrogance. A lot of people, especially MCs, rappers, whatever, they go
mm,
out there thinking the world owed them something.
uh,
And back in the day was a certain amount of MCs and rappers, but today it's like 30, 30, 30 million. You know what I
right.
mean? It's
Right.
even harder now.
Yeah.
It's who you know, how well you know them. People say it's who you know. I say it's who you know, how well you know them, and how well
Mm,
you take care of your
uh-huh.
business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't
That's
nothing
right.
free, not even a loaf of bread.
That's
You
right.
know, and that's
That's
just the
right.
way it is. You win some, you lose some. And so the next thing I would like to know, what's some of the names of the members in the Lifers group that still rhyming or used to rhyme and not rhyming, and used to rhyme and still rhyming today? You say
Well,
you're
right.
working on a project.
Yeah. Well, right now we got Rocky D.
What up, Rocky D? Is your
We got
girl
amazing.
Champagne?
We got amazing G.
I
Right.
love the names. Amazing G.
Yeah. We got a Lottie Dot. You know what I
La da
mean?
da.
Young Lottie. Right. We got him. We got Merciful.
Merciful.
Right. Yeah. Merciful. Right. We got Knowledge Born.
What's up,
We
Knowledge
got
Born? Peace,
we got
God.
Picard. We got Picard original.
What's up,
You
Picard?
know. Um. Who else? You got
Uh,
Chuck X. You can't
Chuck
forget
X,
Chuck
my
X. Shout
Chilltown
outs to
JC.
Chuck X.
He's
Chuck
from
X. That's my
Harlem,
man.
but he moved to
That's
Chilltown,
my
Jersey
man.
City. He was one of the members of Sweet Slick and Slide crew. And I
Yes,
give
sir.
condolences to most of his crew that passed away. But Chuck a
Yeah.
Luck, keep your head up, baby. Keep your head up.
Yeah.
Carry the
Yeah.
name, carry the torch,
Yeah.
brother. Sweet Slick and Slide Triple S crew.
That's right. That's right. Chuck. So Chuck, right? Um, I believe that's it. And myself.
Uh-huh. Shout out to
Myself.
what's the brother name? Ralph. He's holding the group down, and anybody else.
Yeah, Ralph Alvarez. Ralph woke it back up. Ralph
Shout
woke
out to him.
this
We
thing
gotta get
back
him
up.
on the show. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
get him on. Get him an interview.
Yeah.
Let him let us know. Let us know. Let us know
Yeah,
what's
Ralph
going on.
Alvarez, that Ralph dog. You know what I mean? He the one woke the Lifers group back up. See, we talking two different entities here, right? You
Yes.
got the Lifers group and you got the Lifers group rappers. So
Okay.
he actually woke up recognition for both.
Okay.
They don't like to say that, but that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the truth, especially with the rappers.
Okay.
Because we wasn't, I was doing the strictly streets thing. I wasn't really thinking about Lifers Group no more. I just was
Mhm.
going to incorporate their concept in the strictly streets. You know what I
Mhm.
mean, in terms of my lyrics, right?
Mhm.
But Ralph, right? You got to give it to him. Hate him or love him, you got to give it to him. He
Hey
woke he
Ralph,
woke
it ain't easy
he
dealing
woke
with
it up.
personalities, Ralph. It's all good. You know what I mean?
I know he know that. I know he
Mhm.
know that.
When you're trying to
I mean,
achieve something and be the team leader, it's gonna be
yeah,
hard. Even if if it was easy, what's the slogan? Everybody be doing it.
everybody be doing. That's right.
hmm
That's right. But
And
yeah, so
some
shout outs to Ralph Dog. I mean Ralph Alvarez. You
my
know what I
boy
mean?
Rocky D, holla at your girl. So you get up here. That's my man.
Yeah,
Rocky D.
yeah.
A lot of
Rocky
them, the
D is
originals, because you said it's
he the
some of
smoothest dude in the Lifers group.
well, you had the original members and you had the different part members, right? You had two sets of
Yeah,
members. What's that?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for example, I'm one of the original members,
Mm-hmm.
right? In terms of the Lifers group rappers. Amazing G is one of the original members, Lifers group rappers. Picard, original, one of the original rappers, right? The
Mm-hmm.
original. Um, you know what I mean? I believe I believe Merciful and Lottie came when the album came on the second album.
Right.
Because you had the single, The Real Deal and The Belly of the Beast dropped first. That's
Mm-hmm.
all the original rappers. Then you, and no, Merciful was one of the original rappers, yeah. Right?
Right.
On that. On that. And
Mm-hmm.
then like on the album you had like Lottie Da came after that. He came when the album was being put together.
Mm-hmm. Well, that
So
sounds like a beautiful
and
cast.
Chuck one of the original excuse me, Chuck one of the original rappers. Chuck. I mean,
Oh, they just said
mm,
my Instagram signed you know,
signed off
yeah, I'll just
because of the
tag
storm.
it. Yeah, I'll remove it and put it back on. No big deal. And if it works again, fine.
Yeah. So what we
and
on? We on YouTube.
yeah,
We
we're on
on
YouTube. Uh-huh.
Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Facebook, right?
Uh-huh.
YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's blow it up. Let's blow it
Yeah,
up.
yeah, because we could blow it up. And we got this storm out here and just trying to keep it going. So we got Facebook and YouTube still going, but Instagram having problem with the connection. And that's the only thing about this. You know what I mean? You got to deal with the storm. So it's still rolling, but
Yeah.
it's internet based. Everything on the platform, everything you do on internet is internet based. So your internet got to be on point, even when you're a guest. Because I just had a
Right.
lady on, talking about how the water was. They didn't have no power down in Indiana, in Chicago. So I just had her
Uh,
on real quick, and for 11 days they don't have no power. I'm like, what? You better get to the government. It's really
yeah.
sad out here today, and that's why I say some of these rappers, and I told her it's people who live in her area. They don't made it in the music industry. They don't made it big. They don't come back and donate money when you have a crisis. They from there. Every
Yeah.
place in America, somebody made it out in the music industry or sports or somewhere in life, and you got crisis from your hometown. You don't get back. What happened to the
That's because
humanity?
that's because some people look at it like what they ever did for me type of thing. You know what I'm
They help your
saying?
music flow because you
Like,
didn't make it without the fans. Is that
yeah,
correct?
exactly, exactly. But I'm just saying that's how some people, some of them think like that. Like what they ever
Uh
do for me, they ain't did nothing for me. They forget all about it. If they ain't buy their records, they wouldn't have what they have. You know what I mean?
huh.
They forget
That
all
is so
about that.
true.
That
That is
part
so
is
true.
just
Hmm.
lost. I mean, but it is what it is. Everybody dealing with what they dealing with. You know what I mean? And it reflects in if you're a rapper, it reflects in your rap. It
It
reflects
does.
in that.
It does. It reflects in your rap, and that's why I think a lot of groups, if you look around, a lot of groups who didn't give back, those same fans don't go and buy their next album and they record, and that's why a lot of them
Yeah,
plummet and they don't make
yeah,
it to the next level. You ever notice that they
hmm
put out music, right? and
yeah,
and then and then you realize you're like, oh, it didn't do well as the first one, because you lost your
yeah,
fan base. You
yeah.
lost the fan base.
Up, up. Is it back on?
Yeah, how you know? You can see it.
Yeah,
Uh,
Instagram back on.
yeah,
Back up
yeah.
and
We back
running.
up. Well,
BWISE AKA M.A.D.
yeah,
I
you can
mean,
see it. You see
you know
it.
how I got you do you know how I got the name M.A.D.?
Nah, talk to us.
They said when I was young I used to look like the Mad character on the comic book. Seriously, the people think Mad came from like because he always mad. He always mad and growling. You know what I mean? He always coming at you like on some aggression. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's why they call him Mad. Nah, they called me mad because they said I look like the dude, like the cartoon character on the comic book. You know what I mean? Because I had big cheeks and I got this
Uh-huh.
gap. I got this gap.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? In my teeth. And when I used to smile, my cheeks used to come up. You know what I mean? They say I look like, yeah. So
Mad,
that's
huh?
I just turned it into an acronym, right? But you know what I mean? But yeah,
Well,
that's
what's the
where it came from.
acronym?
The acronym was like mad against devils, you know what I
Oh.
mean? Mad about dollars, you know what I mean? All that. All the positive, you know what I mean? All the positive. And if
Mm-hmm.
you put a negative on there, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. Talking
Woo!
to, them niggas. Them niggas that
Woo!
always think that they can try somebody. That leave us
So,
old heads alone. We're
all
tricky.
right. So we talked about rapping,
Yeah.
MCing,
Yeah.
music a little bit. You can do that for years and years. There's just so much and so many years to talk about. But I see you
Uh,
dabbling with some other things in life. You became a book
yeah,
author.
yeah. That author, you know
Do
what I
you have it
mean?
on
That, that,
you?
that author, I got the book, the latest one right here.
That's what I'm talking about. Push it
You know what I mean?
closer. The
The
glare,
latest book, the Iron Lion,
front and
right?
back. Mm-hmm.
Iron Lion builds strength from mentally, physically, emotionally,
Let's see that back.
spiritually.
Let's see the
The
back
back,
cover. Mm-hmm. Well, people want to know when they looking for. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it.
yeah,
This man is doing things. And so
right.
you said, what's the book about?
It's about physical fitness, mental fitness, spiritual fitness, emotional fitness, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
about overall fitness altogether. And it gives you exercises that you can do physically, right? And exercises you can do mentally to
Mm-hmm.
strengthen yourself, your character, strengthen your posture, to strengthen yourself overall, as a
Mm-hmm.
human being, right?
Right.
That's what the book is about. It's not just about lifting weights, right? Because the strongest person is not the person who can lift the most. The
Mm-hmm.
strongest person is the person who can control his emotions. That's
Mm.
the strongest person. So that's what this book is about. But then I also have, if you have children, I also have children books, right?
Right.
One book entitled "The Little Lion That Would Be King." That's kind of like my favorite, right?
Mm.
This is about bullying in school. It's about children bullying each other in school and how this one child handled it from the advice of his grandmother, and it became like a nonviolent movement, but it stopped the violence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Kind of, sort of like the Martin Luther King concept, kind
Mm-hmm.
of. But anyway, right? Because I was about Malcolm. But anyway, so right, so that book, and then you had the little lions who found the importance of exercise because
Mm-hmm.
the children need to exercise early. Start early. Don't wait till
Yes.
you in your 20s, your teens and your 20s or whatever, and then you can't do a push-up.
Phew.
You can't, you can't, lift a 10-pound weight without getting tired, right?
Exhausted. Yeah.
So, you know, you know, physical activity is very important, especially when you're young, especially
Mm-hmm.
when you're young, because that's what strengthens your heart. Your
Mm-hmm.
heart, you know what I mean? Because your heart is a muscle, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
strengthens
That's
your
right.
heart, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that I have that book, and both of those books are also in coloring books and also as e-books. And then we have the dedication to the
Mm-hmm.
daughters of this world, right? To all the
Mm-hmm.
daughters in this world. So it's called, Daughter Dearest, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's, like I said, it's a dedication to a father's love for his daughter, you know,
Well,
and
hold
it's
the
and
thought
it
right
was
there. Hold that thought right there. Don't
yeah.
move. Look what I did.
Essence is like a letter from a king to his princess, cause nothing in this whole wide world can be
Woo, we
more
there.
precious. I said, daughter dearest, I wrote a song for you to know that I cherish your beautiful essence. It's like a letter from a king to his princess, cause nothing in this whole wide world can be more precious.
This will be a letter to my daughter if I had one. My unborn, a future queen without the dum-dums. And when I say dum-dums, I ain't talking about guns.
Okay, I got cut that
Talking
because the
about them
music.
brothers. I'm
Hey,
talking about the
yeah.
brothers who brains is numb.
Well, they
Yeah,
better know you talk about
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So
the music. I played a little bit of it, but go ahead, finish your thought. I just wanted you to hold the thought because I had to slide. It was too right
yeah,
there, and I said,
yeah.
hold on, let me bring this home.
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking
No,
about the daughter
so
dearest.
Daughter Dearest. So that's a powerful song, and the book, the song inspired the book, right? So I kind of wrote the book off of the song, you
Mm-hmm.
know, off of the verse of the song, because I myself don't have any children. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a daughter. So I was just like, if I had a daughter, what would I say to her? You know what I'm saying? What kind of advice would I give her to prepare her for this cruel, cruel world? You know what I'm saying? And the games that's played in society. So, you know what I mean? And they always come at the women first, you know?
Mm.
They always try to strip the women first. Because if they
Mm-hmm.
can strip the women and have the women acting a certain way, the men, the weak men, will
Mm-hmm.
follow behind them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so now you got a whole society acting goofy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how they play the
And
game.
then the goofies always get the airplay, especially on social
Yeah,
media. Like when we
exactly.
put this out, it'll be too positive. I said, but if we's acting like a fool, it'll go viral. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going viral. You know what I
But
mean?
we
If I
have
say
enough
something
people
stupid,
who not acting like fools. We could how they said transfer some of the blame to them because they'll sit there and watch it and won't like it.
yeah,
But if you play something crazy, their
they'll like
support
that. Yeah,
base,
they'll
yeah,
like
that's
that.
yeah, that and plus
They'll
the
support
support
that.
base. So why not us
Comment,
who
comment, and
call us
anything else, right?
yeah, why not us who say we conscious or woke or whatever? Why we don't support other woke people? If oh, I'm tired of that music, but yet you're over there
Yeah,
messing with it. Like
yeah.
we so messed
Dancing
up.
to it, quoting
hmm
it, and some more
Yeah,
stuff,
stuff
right?
like this should go
Yeah.
viral, and they because we have enough people, millions of
Tell,
people.
tell them to quote this. Tell them to quote this. I'm
hmm
trying to deal with this everyday stress. Cause living in the ghettos like one big projects, the starring crest, the knowledge of Allah made me recognize that I was blessed. So
hmm
now my quest, excuse me.
You doing what
So
I was
now my
doing? You need some
quest
water.
to search and find the divine so it can manifest. Yeah, you right. I need some water. Let me hold up.
How they say in the studio? Take it from the top.
Take it from the top.
Bring it back.
Turn my mic up.
Turn
You know
it
what I
up. Turn
mean?
me up. Turn me up.
I'm trying to deal with this everyday stress. Cause living in the ghettos like one big projects, the star and crest. The knowledge of Allah made me recognize that I was blessed. Man. So
Drink some
that's
more
that's
water,
how
yo.
that's how we doing it. That's like if we in the studio, we like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I got this. Hold up. Right? They be talking about, Dad, you don't know your lyrics? Nigga, shut up. I got this. Right?
Tell
I
them shut
mean,
up, right? Like
yeah, because
you.
in the studio they be clowning, right? You be clowning.
Uh
I said, I'm trying to deal with this everyday stress. Cause living in the ghettos like one big projects. And maybe it kept messing up right there. Cause maybe that's what you need to hear in that intro. You need to hear that. Maybe you need to hear that over and over and over again. I'm trying to deal with this everyday stress. Cause living in the ghettos like one big projects. The star and crest. The knowledge of Allah made me recognize that I was blessed. So now my quest to search and find the divine so it can manifest. Despite confusion, delusions in society, see, and its support in the form of iniquity. I see it all with my third eye because I'm wise. But some of these people mind are walking around as if they were paralyzed. A comatose stating on their faces lost hope. But what we need to do is grab a few and wake up some folks. They say I'm dreaming. Society steady scheming, holding me down until my heart starts to fiend and I get confused. My gray skies done turned blue. I start to think that it's normal to accept abuse. So what I'm supposed to do? Because every time I look in the mirror, all I can see is you.
mm,
Something has to change, rearrange this game plan. Because all I want to do is grow up and learn to be a man.
mm.
Times is tough, times is rough, but guess what?
What?
Commitment and dedication can change this whole setup.
Keep your head up.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Bars,
that's it.
bars.
That's it. You know, I actually wrote that. I wrote that late, like I actually freestyled it before I wrote it, right? Because I had to perform in front of RuPaul. RuPaul she had an event. She
You
whatever.
so
They
crazy.
they had an event in New York, and I ain't know what to say because it was a lot of children, and I ain't know what to say. Back then I was like, I did day for day in a concrete brick house because I was the type of brother blow your brains out. So I
Woo!
couldn't say that because it's all these kids. So I couldn't
Mm,
say that, right? Even though I wanted to say it anyway, but I couldn't say that, right? So
mm-hmm.
I kind of like freestyled that verse, and then I asked Alizé, Big Zay, asked him what I said when we finished. I said, "You remember what I said?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." So I asked him what I said, and then I kind of pieced it together from there, and that's how that verse came about.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
crazy. So,
yeah.
give us some more bars. We going into the second hour. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to second after this commercial. We're gonna
Yeah.
go. We're gonna get into some bars. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna just have a little fun because we
Uh
here with
oh.
the chosen one. Check it out. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Ms.Champagne Evolution Podcast, where real voices meet real conversations, extraordinary guests, blazing hot topics, music, culture, community, and the stories everybody's talking about. No filters, no BS, just real talk and evolution energy. I'm Ms. Champagne. Now pull up and let's get this started. All right.
Yeah.
So I want
That
to
was the
throw this
commercial.
joint down. Yeah, I gotta keep letting them know where we at because people say where you at. I'm like I could show them 100 times, but I gotta keep letting. I'm going to play this tape real quick, and I'm gonna come back to you. And
Mm-hmm.
I want you to hear this joint. This is hip hop from the Bronx back in the days, right? This is where hip hop started. Like, let me cue it up. Let me throw the tape on. Okay, it's about to go down. Okay. Yeah, yeah, 1 2 1 2. Yeah, yeah, Champagne, step up to the mic. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, on the real. Wait, let me pause there for a minute because it's see when you're dealing with this, you're dealing with space. When you come on again, you have to reload everything because of space. So I have to
Mm-hmm.
go and fetch it. You know what I mean? And see if I can locate these joints
But
because
listen,
yeah, go
listen.
ahead.
I
Go
don't know
ahead.
if I can do a whole. I don't know if I can do another whole hour. Right?
I know,
I
right?
gotta get ready. I gotta get ready to get on the road.
You got
You know what I
Gregor and
mean?
roll? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Right.
well, okay, we play this one joint. Let me see if I have Albie on them. No, I have it on the other show. But on the next one we'll play it, because I can't play none of your joints. See them old ones, they not copywritten so they could play. You know what I mean? And so that's
Those
how uh-huh. I'm
those
listening.
not to cut you off, not to cut you off. Those videos, those short videos that you like, the one you just played, you can
Right.
play them, right? You can play them, right?
Not probably in the show, but when they get copywritten, they'll catch me later. You understand? See,
Uh huh.
no matter what you do, they will catch
Yeah.
up with you later, and that's what I noticed. Because I played this joint for Fat Cat the other day. It was Queen Latifah, Chill Rob G, all of them. It's a new joint about to come out because they working on her album. But the
Uh huh.
moral of the story is when they start, getting all the copyrights, they're gonna catch me later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
Would they
gonna be the
find you?
crazy.
Would they
Oh well,
find you
they
or
they
something?
find everyone. Audio is something you can't play with on. You just can't play with
Yeah.
it. And that's the beauty of it, of creating your own stuff because it puts you in a category to create your own stuff. Because if you don't
Right.
create your own stuff, they catch you. And
Yeah.
that's what it is. And so I had Geechee Dan up here the other day. He gave me some tapes, the tape guide, and we played some joints, and it was a beautiful sound. So we could do it another time, and we'll chop it up. And but we got to do something before we go off. We got to give
Yeah.
them, we got to get them some dope rhymes. Pull over and give dope rhyme. One
What you
more
say? Pull
bar.
over.
Yeah, I see you
Pull
wrote.
over.
Yeah, we need a dope rhyme for you out. This is
Mm.
this is sign you out. He was like, "Huh, I can't stay for the 2 hours." I don't blame you, man. So that's why I be telling people. Some people are built for hours, some built for 2 hours. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get one.
No, no, we can talk for a minute.
Nah,
Let me let me
I want some
reload.
bars.
Let me
I want some
let me
bars.
reload. Let me reload. Let me
Oh, the
reload my
voice.
neck.
All
Yeah, let
right.
me reload my neck. Cause,
Okay.
cause I'm
All right. Well,
feeling like
let me throw something you know, to keep you smooth because I don't want to play other people joints because if I had songs that I could play, which I made some beats, it'd be
Uh-huh.
just smooth, you know. But when I get them copyright, if I don't have them copyright, they're gonna catch me later and say, "Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
got a strike," and you only get 3 strikes with the platform, but you get claims. You get claims, and that mess up your page if you're doing other stuff. And so okay, I ask you this since you're gonna wait. What about I'm gonna throw this music on, you know, some smooth little joint while we talking.
Mm-hmm.
What you think the state of hip hop and rap today? Because it's both of them different. Hmm.
Well, of hip hop, the culture, right, is only a reflection on what's going on out there now anyway. So,
Hmm.
they can talk about they can respond to it negatively or whatever, what I mean, any kind of way you want, based on how you feel and what
Hmm.
you think. But what's going on doesn't necessarily reflect what you feel and what you think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about the culture. So now the rap reflects the culture. So you know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh well, they rapping about this or they using that. This is that microwave age. What you gonna do? Rap is always evolving. Always. You know what I'm saying? So what might be 3 minutes today might be a minute and a half tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? What might be a minute and a half tomorrow might be 50 seconds. Right? And that's it. That's the hit.
Hmm.
Remember, and I say that, look at James Brown, right? James Brown is one of the most sampled artists in history, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
James Brown is the only one I know can scream on a record and that joint be a hit.
Hmm.
That's all he did was scream. He ain't said nothing.
Well, you know,
Watch
back
out now.
then,
That's it.
in that
Huh?
era, that band, them drums, the
Yeah.
whole, you had to
All of it.
have, you had to have a whole style and talent and a strong soul and mind to even be on stage, even be in a group. Okay, I found a joint. I'm gonna play it. It's old school. Check it out. I'm not even gonna go to the tape. I'm play it. This is where hip hop from back in the day. Check it out. Let me turn it up.
Like this, y'all,
Hear it?
like that, y'all. I was walking
You
down
hear
the
it?
street the late one night when the stars in the
Yeah.
sky was really shining bright. I heard this music, the sound so sweet. I began to clap my hands and stomp my feet. I walked the block, a 2 and 3 when the music started really real good to me. So I went to the place, dug the sound, and so from the top I was getting down. I went up front, I told him my name, then I'm rocking the microphone, it's my game. The band put the microphone
I
in my
can't hear
hand.
it.
He thought the idea was really grand, so we called on his microphone.
I see you going in and out. We losing you. Your connection?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, it's
I'm gonna
back.
have to
Let me see.
pull
It's
over then.
freezing. It's like you doing a break dance freezing, and then you coming back. It's like, oh, he doing the freeze. You know, like now you frozen.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All
Okay.
right, let me pull over.
Yeah, we must got the throat cough and the weather changing on us.
Um,
Yeah, see, I could hear the static a little bit or something. You trying to get some internet.
uh,
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Doobie doo doobie doo doobie doo doobie doo when I hip dibba hibba dibba da da Raheem, my mellow, what it look like, when you take
Yeah.
a stand with the mic in your hand. Yes, y'all, you don't stop. And the people in the back, you wait to whack back. And the people on the side, let's ride. The ladies in the beers and down up here. Listen to the sound of death, but do you in the funky boy MCs are here? Yes, y'all, you don't stop. Because ladies, got the big pop. You go on, go on. And the people like to stop until the break of dawn. See, young ladies, if you think you're on, like a hot butter on, rock on. Let me tell you something, I am fly too well. With the $50 that apply
can hear everything. It's the
to
truth.
that makes you want to the beat that makes you.
Hold on, I'm gonna
I
put a
can hear.
pause
I
in.
can
Can
hear.
you hear it? Okay. Yeah, cause we good on this
I
end.
can
You
hear
have us
you. I can't.
hear the music.
I can
That's
hear
your.
you, but I can't hear the music.
I don't know what to tell you. because
I
your
can hear you
internet is
good.
going in and out.
Can you
You
hear?
know what I mean?
Can you hear me though?
I can hear you now. Yeah. So,
All right, because I had to get away from some of these trees.
oh, that's what
I
it
should
is.
be good now though.
All right,
Yeah.
let's try it one more time. If not, we let it go. All
To
right.
the beat that makes you
Because it's
want.
Raheem
I
from the
said
Furious
to the
Five,
beat that
recently
makes
one
you
of the
want
first
to breathe.
MCs.
Dance one for the money.
All right, here we
Two
go.
in the day,
Let's see if we can get
three,
it back
four,
on.
a jazzy day, rock a high.
Rewind. Okay, let's try the other one. Let me see. 'Cause- Yeah, the tape guard. We gotta wait now because it gotta rewind. You know, you gotta take it back.
Mm.
You gotta take it back. Gotta rewind and do all that. And I'm like, yo, 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 yo. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
All right.
give us some
In the
last thoughts.
meantime, let
You
me
know what I'm
spit this
saying?
joint here.
Yeah.
Let me
We
see.
gone to the next subject. How you
I
going?
said,
Look. How you going? Look.
I said,
Next subject.
huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you ready? So what I say?
Give me some of that.
So many different things
Anything.
to be said.
Anything. You got like 2,000 rhymes. I
All
know
right,
when we
hey,
get older, we can't
look,
remember that
I,
stuff. You-
uh, life goes on. Listen, life goes on inside a prison. Brothers falling victim every day to this mother system. Corruption's at an all-time high. 18 stabbings in the crowd is like a drive-by. Niggas be fessing a bloody mess. I guess you're strapped with phone books wrapped around your chest. But that's the drama of being locked down. Shit. I wear my crown, no matter where my body's found. Because I'm strong in my spot. I close my eyes and can hear the sounds of the cops when they raid the block. But ain't no thing what they bring, because in the land of the blind, you find the one-eyed man is still king. Quiet. Shh. Don't make a sound. Somebody else is in my mind trying to cover ground. Once again, trying to get in. I find myself in battle. Evil ass gent. I be intimidated, but I refuse to be intimidated. I'm gonna stop that there because
yeah,
the
the
rest of that
internet
is a
about to
little
wobble.
profanity.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
all good. Next time, you know, we gotta be in your house or somewhere where the Wi-Fi is crispy. But it was dope. I enjoyed this,
yeah,
man. This was dope. You know, because
right.
this is needed. Something you can share and people can listen to your story. Because a lot of people be thinking they know your story, but one by one, y'all gotta go out and speak. So this is a platform where y'all could come and tell your
Yeah,
story. We could have 10 at a time come up on here and we could just chop up and talk stories. You know, because at the end of the day, everyone has a story. So your final thoughts and your shout outs.
yeah. Shout outs to the Lifers Group. You know what I mean? Shout outs to the Lifers Group rappers. Shout outs, you know what I mean, to everyone who supported the Lifers Group and the Lifers Group rappers. Shout outs to all the, you know what I mean, positive people who's trying to make this thing happen, regardless of the negative, connotations that's involved. Shout outs to everybody, right? Good and
Mhm,
bad, because you got to have them haters. Shout outs to the haters. You know what I mean, shout outs to the
mhm.
haters. Keep on doing what you do, right? Because we going to keep doing what we do. That's what it is, right? So now, reality rap, you want to hear something real?
Go
That's where
ahead.
it's at, right?
Mhm.
Be wise, aka M.A.D, strictly streets, Lifers Group official. That's what's up.
You
Peace.
know, this interview has been very uplifting, very knowledgeable, and very revealing, because it's some things I knew
Thank you for
behind the
having me
scenes.
on.
Yeah, some things I knew behind the scene, but some of the people who's watching and some of the people who gonna watch when you share, because you know this gonna be out in the universe, and so when people watch it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, wow, I didn't know that," because some of them don't take the time to go find out because they so busy calling people old school. No, we true school. You know what I mean? You hope to get to our point in life to call it true school. You know, because the pioneers and legend paved the way for the people who's doing the mic now, who's doing the writing now, who's in the
Mhm.
studio now. And shout out any producers you want to shout out, you know, who laid it down for you. You know, shout out anybody who helped you. You know, um,
Shout outs to every producer that helped put this thing together, both from
okay,
the Lifers Group level and the Strictly Streets level.
Okay. I
You know what I
just want to
mean?
remind everybody to like, share, comment, and don't forget to join us tomorrow. Saturday, we have my man Phantasm from Cellar Dwellers. Perfect combination. He's here Saturday 11 a.m. and then coming back
Okay.
Saturday. Coming back. Let me hold on. Coming back Saturday at 6 p.m. We have um, our girl Demeter Northern. She's from Nashville. She'll be on at 6, and then we have Sad G from the Ultramatic MCs coming up. We just working out a date. Hopefully that goes down, and then we have Mean Gene coming in September. One of the original L brothers. So Champagne doing her thing, but tomorrow, don't forget tomorrow. I'm gonna be on Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. by myself, just talking stuff. So Thursdays and Friday, you can catch me by myself, just saying whatever comes to my mind, just so I can make get a little people like trying to find me. I say you can find me Thursday and Friday. Now interviews gonna be all the time, anywhere, anytime, any day. Just you got to look out for all the flyers and updates. So this is your girl Champagne saying thank you to BY, aka M.A.D. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank
Doing his
you.
thing. And
Thank you for
shout out
having
to
me,
the Life
Chan.
Group,
You always
original
been
and
real. You always been real for me.
hey, we always got something
You
going on.
always
We
been
don't
real
stop.
for me.
We don't stop till that
That's
casket
right.
drop. Peace and love,
That's right.
and keep creating. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.